All right. Hi and welcome. Thank you for joining the Petersville Farm channel. I'm Walt Peters, your host, and today promises to be another exciting episode. In this video, I would like to talk about some of the things I'm putting in place to protect my tropical plants and the plants that I'll be bringing indoors. And the main focus today will be on the heating systems. Now here I'm standing in our newest addition to our greenhouse. So each year our collection keeps expanding, and so this is a 30, I believe it's a 10 by 30 greenhouse. And in upcoming episodes I'll be showing some other things that I'll do in terms of ensuring that the plants are adequately protected. Now here, this is a great area. I'm facing the south, so adequate light will be coming in to further support the plants that will be located in this location. And as I mentioned in upcoming episodes, I'll be showing you some of the transformations that will take place as we go along. So let's go through and talk about the heaters. So here, this is one of the heaters that I've used. Now, this is not one of my favorites. I noticed over time, during the time when using them, they would the flame would go out, and so that's an issue. Now for these I use a 20-pound propane tank or a 30-pound cylinder. So I'm going to show you some other options. So this is what I normally use, and then you have the larger tanks, those 30 pounds. And so I'm getting these ready and filled just in case. We never know what will happen. So these normally, they come with the, if I can get this open, they come with these provision for these smaller bottles, but I rarely use these except if we're out camping. But for the greenhouse purposes, these are ideal. So now I want to show you some other features. It's good to have. Now here's another gas propane feature. I went ahead and got me some additional ones. So these worked very well. I've used these and this is one of my favorite. The only thing, it's an open flame, so you do have to ensure that if you're using it, that there are clearances and it's not close to any plant or anything of that sort. But these work very well, and it's a matter of attaching it to the cylinder and make sure it's properly sealed. You can add some soap water to ensure that there are no leaks. Okay, so now this is the Mr. Heater, and this is better for larger spaces. So like in this greenhouse, which is a 10 by 30, I believe, it works perfect here. But it also works in the tropical greenhouse. So in prior video I've shown using one of this, but when using it in that location, it's on the low setting. Okay, so I do have to have it on the lower setting when doing so. But this one comes in really handy, and it blows the hot air, so it's distributed throughout the greenhouse. And in addition to this, I do have a fan, additional fans also, to ensure that the heat is distributed throughout the greenhouse. Now it's good. The propane is good, and it's the better thing to use. But as a caution, especially on nights when you have extremely low temperatures, it's good to have a heating element. So now this is an electrical heater, And what that does, that ensure that there's a constant supply. And I can also put the electrical heater on a timer, right? So this ensures that there's consistent temperature throughout, especially for heat sensitive plants. So I want to give you some tips when using these electrical cables. You got to be very careful. You cannot just select any old piece of extension cord. Now ideally what you want to do, if you have a well-established greenhouse, what you could do is to have a line run to your circuit breaker. But if you don't, when you're getting these extension cords, you have to be really careful, and you have to be able to choose the right cord, right? So this is a 12 gauge, and it tells you up to 100 feet you can get 15 amps. So you're able to use a heater up to 15 amps. That's the max amps that you're allowed to use. That is very important to avoid causing any sort of electrical fire. So that is very important, that you use the correct extension cord. Now ideally my preference is just to be overcautious, I like to use the 10 gauge. It's a little bit more pricier, but better safe, and so I'll use that. The 12 gauge will actually work. So in emergency situations, and you must use a heater, and if you need to use a heater to save your tropical plants, just bear in mind that you need to use the correct extension cord, or the extension cord with the required capacity to ensure safety to the maximum in that case. So this would be it for today. Just wanted to show you some of the measures that I use, and in addition to the heating, there are other things such as the heat sink. And so it's not only the heating is part of the process, but I would definitely be applying other strategies. And so certainly I will have some upcoming videos on strategies that I have used to help to keep our greenhouse warm and nice, and to protect our tropical plants. And this actually works year after year. I have been harvesting pigeon peas, the pineapples, citrus plants, other tropical plants. And so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and hit that like button if you like this video. And I will surely be bringing out some other videos relating to helping to protect your plants during the winter months. Happy gardening.